In this movie, I'm going to demonstrate the new Spatial Maximizer plugin that ships with DP8. The Spatial Maximizer can be used as a special effect, but its primary intended purpose is to be used as a mastering plugin. The Spatial Maximizer works by taking a stereo audio signal and encoding it into a midband, which is the mono content, and a sideband, which is the remaining left and right content of the stereo audio. I'll start by playing back a stereo mix. This is the song Change by the artist Joe Fredette. Let's give it a listen. I'm going to solo the midband, so now we're listening to the mono content only of this mix. There's the lead vocal in the center of the mix. Now we'll solo the sideband, and the lead vocal basically drops out because the lead vocal is mono content only. The sideband is just the left and right content of the mix. Now that we've soloed the sideband, let's bring in a high-pass filter. You can see we have an FFT display to show the frequency content of the signal. We can cut out the low-frequency portion of the signal. We don't need to do a drastic cut, but we can cut enough low end to really clean up the left and right so we don't have low-frequency junk clouding up that stereo image. Now let's bring in an EQ. We'll start with a high shelf filter. And now I'll add a mid-band filter. I'll widen the filter band a bit. And now let's put a little compression on that mid-band. So now I'm compressing that mid-band, but I can also add some boost to make up for the compression. Now let's go back to the mid or mono band. In the mid-band processor, we have a bass enhancer. The bass enhancer can introduce harmonic distortion to the low end of the mono content. This is an anti-aliasing filter. We can introduce how much harmonic drive and how much of that distortion is added to the signal. What the bass enhancer does is make the low end more present on smaller speakers. Now we'll listen to the mid and side bands together. Perhaps we'd like to bring in some EQ for that center band. This helps with the focus of the lead vocal. So we can be very specific about the mono content of the mix, which is typically the lead vocal or other instruments which are the focus of the mix. We can use EQ and compression and apply that independently to the mono signal and to the left and right signal. This allows us to really work with and enhance that stereo image. You can see that I've brought up the high end of the sideband with a shelf filter to make that stereo content sparkle. We're not trying to radically change the mix, we just want to enhance the stereo image. But there is something else going on that's very important. If you master for vinyl or any compressed digital format, you want to be able to filter the low frequency of the sideband. You'll get a much better end result by doing so. I'll play the mix back, and I'll start off with the Spatial Maximizer in bypass mode. Then I'll bring in the Spatial Maximizer, and you'll hear that subtle change, which is just a little enhancement of the left and the right part of the image, and we're now ready to print out to vinyl or any compressed digital format. This is the Spatial Maximizer, a new plugin for DP8 from Motu.